we are gonna feed the goats some flowers. We got all the goats. We got my wild wife. We got some flowers that we are done with, and the goats are absolutely loving them. So I figure, why not? Let it happen. Let them enjoy them. Come stand by your goaties.
We've got pigs to do now, come on.
Okay, you guys enjoy your flowers. We're gonna go check out the pigs.
Bast has been super adorable. He's been like trying to like assert his dominance with the other goats. It's been so adorable.
Okay.
He's doing it right now.
Let's flip this to a handheld mode. Bye, goats. There we go. Oh boy.
Hey guys.
Zoom. Hi, goats. They just want to be near us. How's everyone doing? You guys having a good night? We are just doing some farm chores, getting the evening routine down. We're gonna go feed the pigs. Then we need to milk a goat. And yeah, we're just getting it all done. We gotta check on the ducks, check on the rabbits. Guys, don't go in the house. Y'all aren't allowed in the house. We got the daily slop bucket, the food leftovers that the pigs can eat. And yeah, we got the 20-liter pail. I'll grab the hogs feed. We're gonna bump these. What's that?
I usually put this on top of the hog feed.
Okay. Then I'll trade you. I'll hold the, you hold the camera and I'll scoop up the hog feed.
Sure.
When we get there. It's another lovely night out. Nice and warm. Let's see. The battery's low. I'm gonna have to change the battery. We're down to 12,000 volts on there. Here, I'll I have a bowl in here. Scoop up some hogs feed. All right. And if you want to dump that in, you can go right ahead. It's a slow start to the live stream.
I'll let you finish doing that. Can't do it with one hand.
Craft dinner.
You know what we had for lunch?
Yep. Set this right here for now. Have you just been feeding them over here?
Yeah. Oh, there they are. Hello, guys.
Hello, you guys come for some food? Some water? Here, guys. I'll go get you guys more water.
Hey, piggies. Hey, piggies. Hey. Hello. Hey. Hey, piggies. It's actually really awesome that I haven't found any ticks on these guys, which is impressive because they're going throughout the forest the whole time. Hi. You want to say hi too? Hello. Oh, wink, wink. Hello.
Okay. Are you talking at all?
Yes, I was talking. Yes, I was talking. I was just saying how it's awesome. I haven't found any ticks on them, which is really impressive.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I don't think pigs are known for eating ticks.
No, they're not. They usually get lots of them.
Come drink, guys. I got you more than you needed.
When the mosquitoes first came out, I noticed they were getting mosquito bites all over them.
How you guys doing?
I noticed they were getting mosquito bites all over them, but they seem to be, their skin seems to be toughening up.
Oh. Yeah, let the pigs do their thing.
Okay, let's not leave the bucket.
Hi guys. Well, I thought that once they drink more, I can top it back up.
Sounds good, that's fair.
Brody, how you doing? We are just out here with the animals right now. Figure do the routine. We got to go see the ducks, the rabbits, and milk the goats, and probably give some treats to the cow. So we are just getting this stream started. I've got my wife with us.
Hello. Ducklings are next, Justin.
We're gonna go see the ducklings next, the baby ducks. This is my setup for the hogs feed. I cut the top off of a plastic tote and I use it as a lid and just scoop it up with a bucket. Hey piggies.
Are you going to put a solar thing out with the battery?
I should. I just need to wire it. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Lately I've just been trading the battery out when it gets low. But I'll trade it out tonight. And Taxi says, hello bro, Merry Christmas. I don't think that's how Christmas works. I don't think that's how that works, but Merry Christmas to you too. And Biker says, she's too excited to milk the cows. We don't milk our cows. There's our cow over there actually.
She's a black Angus though, not with the milk.
Yeah, that's a black Angus cow. They're bred for meat. They're not bred for milk. She wants her treats though. We're gonna go see the ducks. The Red Zone says, what's up from London? Hey, we're in Northern Canada. How you doing? We are just about to go see the baby ducklings.
If I lose my sunglasses, they're right here.
Goats, look out goats. We're in Northern Canada. So here are the baby ducks. Hey duckies. Ilham, how you doing, Ilham? We're just out here doing the farm chores. We got the baby ducklings, and so their water is still full. Their food's pretty good. This water here can be topped up. Do you normally grab the garden hose, hon? Is that how you're doing it? Hey, ducks. How old are they? These ducks are, I would say, a week old. They're about a week old. We just got them on Tuesday, but they were probably a couple days old before then. So probably about a week old. Fred, how you doing, Fred? And what do you feed them? We've got this, it's kind of...
What, the ducklings?
Yeah.
It's non-medicated chick starter, and the reason for that is because you can't get any waterfowl feed anywhere in our area. Thanks. And so you have to give them the non-medicated chick starter. Oops, they dropped that all over you. Sorry. Because they eat more than chickens do.
Hey, be nice.
And they don't get the diseases that chickens do. You just open that door, though. I'll go through, Justin.
I don't know if I want to let the cow in. Come on, guys. Come on out here. Oh, Gabby. Settle. Settle. Hi, Gabby. Would you like a treat? I'm gonna give them a treat. I was gonna say we've got stuff on the treat bin.
Yeah, it's just because I'm gonna install this tomorrow. I'm gonna screw it right to the log cabin on the inside, so no one can't be knocked over by anyone. Hey, here's the ducklings.
Yes, we're gonna go back to Gabby in a second. I'm gonna get her a treat. Would you be able to get me, what bucket are you using for them?
All my buckets are right now, I think. Here, you can use this one. I'll get it. Your hand seems full. Okay, while you're doing that,
Which one is your wife? That one.
Hi.
Okay. Let's go give. Okay, hello, Gabby. You're waiting. You're ready. Okay, everyone, settle. Don't Don't show me. Let's not push. Let's be nice here. Spread it out so everyone can have some treats. There we go. Yes, we've got the fields, we got the farm. We actually have a lake back here too. Ilham, I guess this is probably your first time. Welcome to the chat. We are live streaming 3 to 4 times a week, putting out YouTube shorts and long form guides here and there as well. Noop, how you doing? And yeah, we're just out here doing our thing.
Why is your boot off?
Was because I got grain in it somehow.
All right. Well, you should bring them over here so they can see the cute ducklings.
My wife says the ducks are cuter than the cow. So we're gonna go check out the ducklings again. We are in northern Canada. And Dunk says, glad I found you while doom scrolling. Much love from Scotland. And check out your videos tomorrow. Awesome, man. Hey, Brian, how you doing, Poverty Hills? Everyone go check out Poverty Hill Brian's channel when you guys get a chance. Super wholesome outdoor content. A lot of great stuff on there.
Okay, so I'm really excited about these ducklings.
Oh boy.
This is an appleyard duckling. These ducklings we did not hatch ourselves. We actually got them from one of the near big centers.
Benjamin wants a shout out. Benjamin, happy birthday.
Look how cute.
Happy birthday to Benjamin. The duck is singing happy birthday to you too, friend.
So the appleyard duckling, this is an appleyard duckling. I'm very excited about it. This is a buff Orpington duckling. Also super excited about it. These are 2 new breeds we're adding to the homestead. They're both really, really great dual purpose ducks. And the appleyards are really pretty. They're both pretty. All right, ducklings are done. I gave them water. Oh, you have to make sure you give ducklings in our area because we don't have any waterfowl feed anywhere. So you have to give them niacin in their water.
Let me see that bottle.
It's just from the pharmacy. You can just get it. But you have to give that to them in their water.
What's niacin do?
Well, it stops. Well, they just need the extra vitamins, basically. Just develop healthy. There we go.
And do you let them grow before you eat them? Well, we certainly don't eat them like this.
That was a great question. Yes.
So the main goal, what you really want when you're raising ducks is you want layers. You want females.
Lily, come.
We raise them for the duck eggs. So that's kind of priority 1 is the duck eggs. And then any surplus boys, you'll either trade to other homesteaders to try to differentiate your breed if you want to breed your own ducks. So you try to trade your boys for someone else's boys, and then any surplus you raise for meat. It's kind of that way for most homestead animals. Females have all the value. You ladies, you're all the important ones. This one is due to get milked. So we're gonna have to milk her. Arfendo says, hi, beautiful people. Hey, friend, how you doing, Arf? And Protectors says hi. Hello, Protectors. And Sham, hello. How you doing, Sham? I hope you're doing well. I hope India is treating you splendidly. Arf is from Indonesia. We've got a global crowd tonight. Well, thank you for joining, everyone. We are just bumping through these homestead chores. We started with the pigs. Now we just did the ducks, the chicks. And then we gave them some treats, but we're not done with them. We got to go see the rabbits. What are we doing next, love? Rabbits. We have some baby bunnies. So let's go show you. Let's show you some baby bunnies while we get them all set up. What are they called?
They're called rabbit kits.
Rabbit kits. K-I-T-S, kits. KNA says, hi there. I'm from Kuala Lumpur. Well, hello. I don't even know where that is on a map, but I'm glad you're here. We're just
Snow,
topping them up with food.
this is Snow. She is a mom right now, so she needs to make sure she's having a really high protein diet so that she is able to feed her babies.
And speaking of babies, let's see those babies. Snow, I'm coming to invade your privacy. Oh, you guys are getting so big so fast. Look at all the babies cuddled in the corner.
There are at least 10 I counted.
Can we
do a final count when we move them to the colony this weekend.
Can we get some hearts in the chat for the baby bunnies? They are doing well. Hi, guys.
I'm just opening this here. There you go, Sam.
They're having a little
It
nap.
was really hot today for our area. So the snow has completely drank all of her water, which is why we're doing another water top up.
There's the baby bunnies. Let me just adjust the door here. There we go. Okay, and then we got these ones' water looks pretty good.
There's no one in there.
There's no,
There's no one in there right now, Justin.
that's why their water looks good. We're letting two of our other rabbits have some schmexy time. So hopefully they're breeding so that in another month we have more baby rabbits. We can go check on them as long as they're going to be camera appropriate. Kids these days, can't leave them alone for a second. Hi, Gabby. Hello. We're going to go check on the other baby bunnies. Choco, how you doing, Choco? We are just, hello, bumping off some farm chores. How you guys doing? Noop says he's living dreams while the rest of us are living nightmares. Now, it's not that bad. Let me in, guys. No. I let a goat in here. Oh, of course it's Evie. Come on out, Evie. Hello. Okay, Evie. Evie is like a dog. Now, friends, it can't be that bad, but this is the dream. I'm not trying to brag, but it is lovely out here. It's hot out, and I like that. I'm so used to the cold that I'll take a little heat.
I was say it's hot.
This is what we're using for their water dish right now?
Yeah, I've got a bucket here, so I'll bring a bucket of water in a second.
Okay.
Evie, stay there, Evie.
And so we got these two here. So this is Big Daddy Foy Coco, and this is Mommy Fluffy. So we're leaving them a few days so that they breed. So we have more baby bunnies. And then we got these guys over here. Hi guys, you guys need some food. Hello. And we got these guys hanging out over here. Hi guys. We got a really rowdy crowd tonight. Let me catch up on some of this rowdiness. So, Gino, welcome back to the chat, Gino. Thank you for rejoining the live stream. If you guys don't know, we're live streaming about 3 to 4 times a week right now. And yeah, we're just going through the things that homesteaders do. Doing all the farm chores. We're doing different builds, different projects, different repairs. We're doing some fishing, all that fun stuff. And Bonnie's asking, how many are there? How many bunnies are there? Let me see, because we've sold some and traded some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 right now. Looks like 15 baby bunnies. And Steve says, rabbits are delicious. John says, howdy. And Poverty says, great turnout for your live stream. Brian, we have been having great success. This has been a beautiful crowd. Lately, we have, I don't know, man, our live streams have been going to 15, 20,000 people all together. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate you guys joining us. It has been a lot of fun. This one here is a little puppy. She doesn't know it, but she's a puppy.
She constantly follows our 4-year-old into the house.
Hello. Oh. She's gonna get, she getting in, she getting in. No.
Why do you start following me around?
Hi, Gabby. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. It has been it's been a blast. The last month here, we've gained like 360 subscribers, and we're just having a good time hanging out with everyone. Browns, how you doing, Browns? Penn, hi, Penn Murray. How you doing, Penn? Thomas says, you were so lucky. Where are you? We are in the far north in Canada. We are in northern Canada. Mark Lester says, howdy. Hey, Mark, how you doing? And KNA asks, do you eat the bunnies? So kind of the same thing. The females, we'll keep a couple of them, add to our breeding stock, but primarily...
we do also sell them. So I've sold a few from each litter this time out. But yes, they are for meat.
Primarily, the rabbits are for meat. They are they're a really reliable and good source of protein. They're easy to keep, easy to breed, and
they honestly, they taste delicious. They taste just like chicken, except they're all dark meat.
there you have it. Dark meat. BM says, hello, how are you? I'm good, how are you?
They're also much easier to butcher than chickens and ducks because you don't have to pluck them. Oh boy. Okay.
Mima, I'm not sure.
The food, please, Justin. Pass me the food.
Okay. Mima, I'm not sure what you're referring to with the black phone. And Mima says, no, why kill them? Well, we're homesteaders. We live off-grid. And we try to do a lot of land sustenance, eating off of the land. We eat a lot of what we raise or what we hunt or what we fish or what we grow. And then so like the goats, the vast majority of our goats here are females. So we raise them for milk. And then, yeah, surplus males generally do get eaten or traded to other homesteaders. Rose, how are you doing, Rose? Christopher says, love that. Yeah, I think that it's important that you take responsibility for the food you're going to eat. And it doesn't mean you can't have a good relationship with your animals.
And we also know that animal that is raised in a loving, good environment is better nutritionally for you as well.
No artificial hormones. We know exactly where our meat's coming from. And Rose says, how are you? I am doing well. I can't complain. We have another lovely night, another lovely crowd. And yeah, the homestead's just going really well. KNA says, I saw my place, Malaysia. They are selling burger with bunny meat. That is interesting. We call burger arnab. So arnab is rabbit in Malay Indonesia. Interesting. Bunny burgers. Christopher says, would be a better life for my sons. We have 5 children. We have 5 sons, 5 boys.
Okay, I'm not leaving you. I got work to do.
Okay, I thought you were coming out. I thought you were coming. No,
I
thought you were coming out. I thought you were coming out. I was opening the door. So yeah, we have 5 sons, and my oldest, he has been on a fishing kick lately. Every day he's been going out fishing, catching fish, and yeah, we have been eating well lately.
So this one has become super, super friendly, and so Xavier has decided as long as she's a doe, to keep her instead of that one. I'm just gonna double check.
Stevenson, hello. How are you doing? Is that a hi from Haiti? I hope you're doing well. Rose says subbed. Good luck, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mike, how you doing, Mike? Steve says, I love your farm. Thank you. Thank you. It is lovely. We have been slowly growing the farm. When we got this place a year and a half ago, there were no outbuildings. It was just a seasonal cottage. And we have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Mima says, my chicken died from a fox family and I miss her.
Foxes.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch a fox right now. I have the live trap set up, so hopefully I can catch it. And Stevenson says, I'm good, bro. Thanks for asking.
I need some water.
You need some water? Here you go.
I just dumped it. Yeah, so this is now Anna, this black one.
Yeah, where'd you dump the water? I didn't even see.
I just dumped it.
Where?
In the corner.
Oh, should probably try to dump it out of here.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
So the thing with standing water for animals, this time of year, you got to make sure that you're dumping it, even if it still looks full and fresh and clean. There's going to be a lot of bug larvae in it, a lot of mosquito larvae in it. And so you don't want to get your animals sick, and you also don't want to fester a bunch of mosquitoes. So you got to make sure that you're dumping the water, even if it looks good, and filling it with fresh water. Chicken says, hey, you skipped over my comment. Sorry, Chicken, I didn't see it. Where is it? Now you got me doom scrolling and I don't see it. You're going to have to say it again. If you said something, Chicken, say it again, because I did not see that.
Justin, look at this rabbit right
Noob
now.
says...
Justin, come here. Look at this rabbit right now. He's like resting with like his top. Well, now the other one's on top of him, but it was
We got some snuggling bunnies in the corner.
He looked like he was just like chilling at a counter.
Blondena says, your farm looks peaceful. It's lovely. And Bart has successfully eliminated his foxes. Witch Shone says lost 8 hens to a fox last summer. And
Ooh.
Ben Jeho says fox meat is delicious.
Really?
So I generally hesitate to eat any predators because they're full of parasites. So you do have to make sure that you're cooking it very well. Let's see some animals.
All right, are you coming back this way?
K&A says, I wish you and your family success with your farm. What are we doing next, love?
I have to get ready for milking.
We're going to milk a goat.
I'll meet you back there.
Okay. Next on the list is some goat milking. And Brody says, come on fishing, bro. Well, we might get to some fishing. It's hard to say. Yesterday, the mosquitoes and the black flies were trying to carry me away. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago? 2 days ago when I was live streaming, the bugs were atrocious. Rosin says, use a 50 cal. That is overkill and a half. And Stevenson says, I have 3 poultry of animal in Haiti. Nice. Stevenson, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that.
All right, I'm going to go get my milking sip. I'll meet you over there.
Okay, this one is going to get milked. Come on, Mimi. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, Mimi.
Can you... Gabby's coming, so...
Gabby.
Okay, I'm just going to shut it. You come when you feel like it.
So Gabby is turning into an absolute unit now that Buddy's not around. Have you noticed that? A unit. She is getting big.
I have not noticed.
She's looking thick. Hi, Gabby. I'm from Northern Canada. Allie says you have a cool hat. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It was a gift from my wife. So we got to milk the goat, but we don't need the cow to come. Do. Hi, Gabby. I feel like she took offense to that. Just Namey says new sub. Well, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, Gabby's looking nice and healthy. So I had a bull cow as well. So I had a bull and my heifer. A heifer is the name for a female cow who hasn't had her baby. So we had the 2 cows. And what ended up happening is Buddy, the bull, started getting a little bit aggressive with me. So I have a bad back from an old hockey injury. I'm a good old Canadian boy. And it threw out on me. And it was about 6 weeks that my back was hurting. Like we're talking bulge disc, you know, hard to take a step. And what ended up happening is in the middle of the night, which one? One of these ones, it was Mimi. Mimi was having her baby and I was out helping her in the middle of the night. And then I guess if I backstep a little bit, Buddy was always a little bit aggressive. He's a bull. He was always testing fences, pushing his way out and just getting a little bit, a little aggressive with me, but I was able to step around him, push him out of the way, do the things you got to do to stay safe. And what ended up happening is when I threw my back out, I could no longer get away from him. I could no longer step away. And so he started kind of throwing me a little bit, getting his head underneath and lifting and headbutting and kind of shoving me against the corner of the barn. You know, there'd be times where he'd have me pressed against the barn, just asserting dominance. And that was just when my back was hurt. So in the middle of the night, helped my goat have her baby. And I came out of the barn and my bull, he was down the field at one of the hay bales. And when I came out, he came running at me and he started shoving me and hitting me. And eventually he charged me and he threw me like a good 5-6 feet, like threw me. And I managed to tuck and roll, get out of the way kind of thing. After he hit me, he tried running me again and then again. And while I was lying on the ground, my wife at the time was 8 months pregnant and we've had the baby now. But I was lying on the ground thinking, if he would have hit my wife like that, we would have lost the baby. So sure enough, 2 days later, he was sitting at the butcher. So you just can't stand for that. Anyway, we are about to witness some goat milking. Whoa!
Mosquito.
Gotta step away from the mosquitoes. So if you guys have any questions during this process, please make sure to ask. And Steven says, I love when I call my goat and they come right to me.
Is it the best? Oh,
They are a lot like dogs.
Yeah, they're such wonderful animals.
And Noop says, something I noticed in these streams, you rarely say your name. What should we call our host?
You don't say your name.
My name is Justin. I'm not keeping that one private. Hi, everyone. Justin.
I think he just doesn't like to talk in the third person.
And then this one, this is My Wild Wife. The channel is called My Wild Life. It's a play on the word wildlife because we do a lot of outdoor stuff. So My Wildlife or My Wild Life. It's just a play on the word, and so I think it's fun to call her My Wild Wife.
What I'm putting on Mimi right now is actually yarrow balm. I noticed when we first started milking, they started to get a little grumpy. The goats started to get a little bit grumpy because they were just getting dry, as my hands were also getting dry. And so I have this yarrow balm. I actually make it myself. It's technically a wound salve, but it is like the go-to ointment cream for everything. I put it on absolutely everything. Yarrow has a lot of antibacterial properties. It cures my eczema. It's amazing. And the goats really like it on their udders as well.
Thank you, Stevenson. And Stevenson asks, he says, you're from Canada, you must speak French. Je ne parle pas le français, mon ami.
We do not speak French. I took French right through high school till grade 12. I was considered fluent. I am definitely not fluent in French, 100% not fluent. But if you go to Quebec, everyone speaks French. We don't live in Quebec.
my beautiful wife's name is Mariah. Mariah. Like Mariah Carey? Is it spelled the same way or different?
It's not spelled the same way.
Texas says, my dog is unalived. That's no fun. Like, is this something that just happened, or you're telling me that it's been gone for 10 years? Is this news, or is this just something you're thinking about while seeing the farm animals? K&A says, Mariah is my mom's name too.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Get Good Chess says hi. Hello, how you doing, friend? And Shadow Vibe says, menopause never looked so good. Who's on menopause? Who's on menopause? And Lyric says, does she work? Oh boy, Lyric, we ain't going there. Keep it appropriate. Keep it appropriate, or otherwise I gotta get rid of you, friend. Michelle says, Alberta? No, we're in Northern Ontario, Northern Canada. We're in the far north in Canada. Shadow, you're not funny. And Joseph says, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. Friday is going smooth. I can't complain. We got all the goats hanging out.
Oh,
having a good cuddle over here.
And I'm really excited.
Itching their head.
I got the boys to make our children to make cute little signs for our orchard trees that we planted. So I'm really excited I got those up today.
And Cole says, is Canada real? It all depends if you've downloaded that part of the simulation yet. And Euphoric says, are you a cowboy? I wouldn't say that. I'd say a homesteader. I would say we're just a homesteader. And Noop is out here just eviscerating the inappropriate people on the chat, just getting them bumped out of here. Let's try to keep this wholesome, friends. Vinicius says, Brazil. Well, hello to Brazil from Northern Canada. K&A asks, milk need cooked before drink or straight away consume? So we first used this. This is called betadine. This is a sterilizing agent. It's the same thing that doctors would use in a hospital if you had a wound, a cut, or surgery. And so it is, you use that to sterilize and clean the udders. And then as long as your bucket is clean, the udders are clean, and you just maintain a clean process, you can drink it straight away. It is good when
Well, we also strain it with a fine mesh strainer.
Yeah, so what we'll do is after we're done milking her here, we'll run it through like a cheesecloth, a fine mesh strainer, just in case any hair fell in. And then that way it is good to go. So
we drink non-pasteurized goat milk because it's so much better for you and it tastes phenomenal. And like Justin said, we do a clean, we make sure we're doing a sterile process when milking.
If you drink it straight like this, it's good in the fridge for about 7 days.
7 to 10 days, yeah. Unless your fridge is really cold. Then apparently, haven't had a chance to test it yet, but apparently it's good for 2 weeks.
And then if you were to pasteurize it, meaning bringing it up to a certain temperature and holding it there.
Do you see this goat? She does this every time I milk.
If you were to bring it up to temperature and hold it there, that's the pasteurizing process, then it'll last longer. It'll last 2 weeks in the fridge. But we consume it so fast that we don't see a point. It's just an extra step.
She always does this. She likes her milking stand, but I like to clean it up after. There you go. Okay, go down. Go down.
Michelle says it's already dark and I'm in Ontario. Well, we're far north. We are way up here, so we still got about an hour and a half of sun.
By the time it's midsummer, we get sun until like 11:30.
Don't mind the yard being a bit of a mess when I'm working with the loader to clean it up a bit, but I added this automatic waterer for this winter, so I ran water lines to it. There's the excess, and it's settled over the winter, so I got to come in here and clean it up still. And Stevenson says, I speak 4 languages from Haiti. Tu parles français? J'aime les animaux. Je ne parle pas le français. Je comprends tu parler, but
what are you trying to say?
I don't
You're
speak.
Speaking French, it's not working.
I am.
I'm gonna say goodnight now.
Je parle petit français, mon ami.
Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight now. I've got my milk. I'm gonna go strain it, and I'm gonna watch the kids. Have fun.
Okay.
You good? You good?
Yeah, I'm trying to contemplate my life. Okay, guys, we're going to throw this up to the chat. We're going to see if you guys want to take a walk in the forest or go do some fishing. So, yeah, I'll turn the water off. What's next? We're going to drop a poll for the chat. Fishing or forest walk? Start the poll. We'll give that a couple minutes. We'll go look at the apple orchard we're currently making. Oh, you already did turn the water off, love. You're good. And do you have any horses? Kate? No, we don't have any horses. We were offered some horses, but we're still in the building process. As you can see, my barn looks rough. The reason my barn looks so rough is because I actually tore it off of another property. It was falling apart, it was collapsing, but the inside and the bones were still good. The roof was good, the walls were good. It was just the bottom foot. So I tore the building down, I cut off the bottom foot, rebuilt it, and then put her back together. But I still need to re-side it, and I'm kind of in the process of finishing the roof. I'm also gonna be building a second barn on the property, and so until I have all my ducks in a row, I don't want to get more than I can chew. So I told the person who wanted to give me some horses, I told them not right now, not at this point. I just want to make sure we're ready. And do you own the land? Yes, I have 156 acres. It's a peninsula. We got water all the way around. We got the lake. It's a beautiful, one-of-a-kind property. I've got one way in, one way out. And this is the orchard I'm working on. Euphoric says, sounds exhausting. There is a lot to do. It never ends. It never ends. So I started this one 2 weeks ago, got it fenced in, got the trees planted, got the signs up, but I still need to build a gate. Right now I'm just jumping the fence. Here is my apple orchard setup. My little loader, my little puppies. Hi, dogs. And are the UFOs after the cows, mysterious cattle mutilations? I feel like that happened a long time ago. Is that still going on? So we have some cherry plum trees. We've got some apple trees, some pear trees, and some elderberry trees. Very far north. To give you some context, it was snowing here 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3. K&A says, all follow. Yes, the goats are adorable. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. We got 20 votes in the chat. And K&A says, I'm feeling so much relief when I joined this live chat. The human-animal connection is important. It is lovely. And elderberry trees, new to me. I think they're more of a shrub, so I put them on the backside. Actually, I'll show you what I was fighting with last night while we're down here before we go do what's up pole. So I'm actually watering them from the lake, but it was a fight. So they're all watered already. They're all doing good. Okay, so I set up my generator and a lake draw pump. And I ran some hose all the way down to the lake. But that bad boy there took me like 2 hours just to get it to prime properly. I was having a darn time with the amount of lift that's required. I did put a foot valve on the bottom, but I was struggling to get that thing to prime initially. Once I got it primed, we're good. I was able to water right away today, but it was a struggle yesterday. I think I started getting everything set up at about 6 p.m. and I wasn't really done till 9. And is it a nice lake to swim in? As long as you can swim faster than the sharks in the back there, you'll be okay. Now this is a freshwater lake, perfectly good to swim in. The biggest fish we have in it are called muskellunge, and they'll get about 7 feet long, but they aren't harmful to humans. There's been the odd case of someone getting bit, but that's more they caught it fishing and got it in the boat. As far as swimming goes, I don't think anyone has ever been taken down by a muskie. So yeah, it's great swimming. We actually have a beach on the south end of the property. I still haven't cut the trail in, so right now I boat around to go to it. I got to finish cutting the trail. If we're feeling, I don't think we're feeling that adventurous. I don't think we want to go bushwhacking. It'll take a while to get to the beach. I don't think we want to try, especially without a compass. I think I'll get lost. We'll walk down the normal trail. Let's see what we're saying in the chat. The chat, we got 41% wanting fishing, 57% wanting forest walk. I can please you guys both. We can walk in the forest and then we can go fishing. Why don't we do both? We'll start with a forest walk. And that pole. Brian and Carter say hi. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Ark says, AKR Services, AKR Services says, yeah, yee, cowboy. Yeehaw. Goats, you guys want to come for a walk in the forest? Come on, goaties. Come on, let's go. Come on. I don't know. They stumbled upon the flowers I put out for them. I put some flowers down and now I don't think they're going to follow me. Brian Carter says, do you hunt? Yes. I managed to get 2 deer off the property last year. We get a lot of grouse, partridge, rabbits, wild rabbits. Roberto says, you handsome Juerito. Greetings from LA. Hello, how you doing, friend? No Ego, welcome back to the chat, No Ego. I hope you're doing well. If you guys ever say anything that I miss, just say it again. Just give us a second heads up. I'm trying to read every comment that I can. So while you guys are, if you guys have any questions, anything you see that you want more, knowledge on, more information on, anything you want to talk about, let's hear it and I will try to catch it. And Country, how you doing? Welcome back to the chat, Country. You missed the rowdier period. Earlier in the chat, we had to evict a couple people because we want to keep this wholesome. We want to keep this family friendly and PG. We had a couple people who weren't being so PG. We're going into the forest for a forest walk now. And then maybe we'll set up for some hunting, fishing. Words, man, words. I don't drink, but sometimes you might think I do. And Michelle says, closest grocery store? I'm going to put that at about an hour away. We are going into the deep, dark woods. I think we will spin you around for the view. I should have grabbed my gimbal so that you get a little bit of a nicer walk. Country, you never have to apologize. Welcome back to the chat. Bri says you should hunt some moose in Alaska and do a vid on it. Well, we're in northern Canada, and actually we have some moose right around the property. We don't have to go as far as Alaska because we got moose right here. Maybe, I don't know, about 10 miles away, I saw a moose on the side of the highway just the other day. Quinn asks, any snakes? We have garter snakes. And sometimes the odd king snake, but nothing poisonous, nothing too dangerous. As far as animals out here go, because it's a peninsula, we're pretty safe. I think I've chased anything off in the spring, but there are times where we will get bear, wolves, coyotes, fox, skunks, fishers, weasels, marten, mink, lynx, bobcat, cougar, a little bit of everything. Bears, we got black bears. And Michelle says, do you have any spray on you right now? Nah, we're just getting used to getting eaten by bugs. No bug spray, just toughening it out. It's a little hot today, so the bugs aren't too crazy. In about, I don't know, half an hour, the bugs are gonna get insane. So we're gonna get in and out of here relatively quick. And what is the temperature approximately? It's probably about 25 degrees right now, so about 78, 80 Fahrenheit, somewhere in there. Oh, the mosquitoes are picking up. Oh, Michelle asked about bear spray, not bug spray. No, we just risk it for the biscuit and hope for the best. My dog is pretty free range on the property, so she does a good job of scaring anything away. I did one live stream where there were coyotes on the property, and so I brought my gun with me just in case. I wasn't gonna shoot anything on the stream, but I did think we got a bird. We've got a, oh, why can't I think? There you are there. Just a little bird. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so I did a live stream and I had my rifle with me, my pew pew with me, and that got me banned. So I got temporarily banned from streaming because of that. Thankfully, I appealed it and they let me back, but I understand their reasoning. My thought was I got coyotes on the property. I want to make sure I've got a rifle with me, but YouTube's justification was no pew pews allowed. And I understand, I agree with them. I get it, my bad. Okay, what else? Oh, let's zoom back out. We're about to get to the cedar grove. And what's the craziest thing you've hunted? I haven't hunted anything crazy. You know, white-tailed deer, we do that every chance we get, but I haven't hunted anything crazy. Are we still zoomed in? There we go. A magpie. Thank you, Noop. My brain stopped working. It's been a long day and it's hot out. That was a magpie. And the fifth loco is trying to chirp the beard. I'm Italian. We're not known for growing big beards. What can I say? But if I shaved it off, you guys would think I was 12, so we got to keep it. And World says, you're not country. What do you mean I'm not country? We're forest. I don't understand either, Haley. How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream. I think the bugs are getting bad, but I think we're gonna go into the woods. Can you guys see? I'm getting swarmed now. Bugs are starting to fly all around my head. And Euphoric says he seems more country than me, and I'm from the country. Well, thanks, friend. We're not going to spend too much time wandering in the woods. We'll take a little peek, see if there's any mushrooms in here growing right now. It's been so dang dry, though. We haven't had rain in a long time, so I don't expect it. Oh, we got a frog. Can I catch it? A little baby frog on my boot. That looks like a, is it a, oh, what is it? A leopard frog? Anyway, I see why we have frogs, because the mosquitoes are crazy. No shortage of food right now. We just got to keep moving. And Euphoric says, aliens? I don't know. I don't see why there can't be aliens. Why not? Daniel says, happy Friday, everyone. Hello, Daniel. How you doing? What? Thank you for reminding me that it is a Friday. That is a good feeling. I don't think we're going to go any deeper right now. I'm getting swarmed by bugs. I think we want to go fishing. This is the forest, guys. Welcome to the forest. I have 156 acres, and about 126 of that is forest. 30 of that is field, and we are surrounded by lake. It is a lovely, one-of-a-kind piece of property. And yeah, but the mosquitoes are out like crazy. and we are going to make our way out of here. There's some animal prints here in the ground, but don't know what that is. We're just going to get our way back out to the trail. Okay. And Nazir says, is that a cowboy hat? Yes, sir. I like to think it is. Hog Hunter says, you seen any squatch? Oh, me and Sasquatch were having a lemonade the other day, hanging out by the lake, catching fish together. He's a nice friend. He's just misunderstood. Hello, how you doing? 3Y, I don't believe you're not Ilya, are you? One of our Russian friends on here goes by Ilya, but I don't think that's the same moniker. What else are we saying? Bentley says, hello, welcome back again. And Euphoric says, the bugs are even worse when fishing, trust me. Yeah, the other night they wanted to carry me away. And yeah, Haley, I believe that gin is everywhere. And who's better, Ronaldo or Messi? I'm gonna be honest, I don't follow soccer that well, or football. I'm up here in Northern Canada. I live off grid, and so I don't watch a lot of TV. The real only screen time I'm getting is with you guys doing these live streams. So I'm a little bit out to lunch on who would be better between the two, Ronaldo or Messi. And Maida says, you got good cell reception out there in the woods. Thank you. Sometimes I lose you guys. Sometimes it gets a little shady when I'm in the forest. When we're out on the lake though, the cell service is really good. Ahmed says, to your left? Is my buddy Sasquatch following me? Don't let him know you see him or else he won't come back out. And a person says, any advice to defeat Radhan? Is that Elden Ring? I feel like that's someone from Elden Ring. And K&A says, Messi, because he's the GOAT. And Puppy Not says, you need a bigger camera for that hat. I'll just hold my arms out farther. Say hello to Brazil. Hello, Brazil. How you doing? We are in Northern Canada. And a person says, yeah, final boss of the DLC. This guy is cheating. I've never played Elden Ring. I've never played any modern video game. But I read news when I can. So there were some gaming headlines telling me that there was an Elden Ring boss, and that sounded like an Elden Ring name. And do you like bluegill fishing? Well, I don't have any bluegills up here. In Northern Canada, the lake that I live on has walleye, crappie. A bluegill is kind of like a crappie. Bass, perch, pike, muskellunge. So we are gonna go try to catch ourselves some walleye. See if we can catch ourselves an after supper snack. And Star Scourge Radhan. And my name is nope, that's definitely not your name. That's your country's name, Kyrgyzstan? And BCEM Russian says hello. Hello, how you doing, friend? Josh asks, have you ever been mushroom foraging? Yes, I actually do a lot of mushroom foraging. I have a couple of mushroom foraging tutorials on this channel. I do a lot of chanterelle mushroom hunting, morels, and lobster mushrooms. I also have on this property and other properties around a flower called a ghost pipe. I've got a couple tutorials on that. It's said to be a powerful analgesic, like a painkiller. Unfortunately for me, it doesn't seem to relieve my back pain. But for some people, apparently it works. Shorty says hi, hello, and AH111, hello, how you doing, friend? A person says, love the way you say Radhan. I don't know how it's supposed to be said. It's like that person. Oh, what was it? It wasn't was it Achilles? No. Yes, Achilles. There was that guy on Family Feud. I think it was Family Feud, maybe Wheel of Fortune. And I think it was Family Feud. No, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. And he goes to give the answer. He's already got the word spelt out. It's Achilles, but it's spelled Achilles. And he doesn't know what the word is. He knows, you know, he got all the letters. So he goes, you know, the answer, Achilles. And they say, ooh, incorrect. And then the correct answer is Achilles. Same word, but didn't know how to say it. That is an unfortunate situation. And isn't Achilles the guy who got shot in the foot? Yes. And it's one of my favorite movies. Troy, Helen of Troy. I think it's just called Troy, with Brad Pitt. Let's grab the fishing rod. Bear with me, it's a bit of a tangle. Okay, we're gonna pull out the fishing rod. I'm waiting, I bought a repair kit. Unfortunately, my 9-foot medium heavy casting rod got broken. So I'm waiting on the repair kit to come online and then we can fix that. We're gonna try to catch ourselves either some pike or some walleye. The other day we caught a crappie. So let's see what we can catch tonight. We'll tough it out as long as the bugs let us. And have you ever got lost out there? I have. I've got spun around a few times. There was one time where I was out in the middle of nowhere and I was hunting. And I thought that I could go wandering in the bush a little bit because my wife and kids were by the roadside and I thought I'd be able to hear them. Needless to say, I got myself a little spun around and it took me I walked in 15 minutes, took me about an hour to get back out. I was so spun around. It happens. There are people who have to get search parties sent for them. It's just is what it is. And Haley says, nope, yeah, we got some good ones in the chat today. And I believe 3YM has a YouTube channel. They're saying YouTube, and then their letters in Russian. AH1 says, beautiful view. It really is, and it'll be better once we catch a fish. I got the net behind me, so we are ready. KNA asks, what time is it now, Justin? It is 8:25 p.m. It is almost 8:30 in the evening. Let's see if we can. No, I think the angle's okay. I think the angle's okay. Noobs that don't want a wrap. What are we rapping about? And is there a risk of bears in those forests? Yes, but my land here, my property, is a peninsula. And so I've got water all the way around. The lake actually comes over here, goes through there, wraps all the way behind my forest, and comes all the way back around. And so as long as I've done a good survey after the winter, and I've kicked any animals out that might be in there, you know, I've had to chase away some coyotes and stuff, then we're pretty safe for the rest of the year. Because the only way for them to come in, they're not going to swim across the lake. So the only way for a bear to come in now is down the driveway. And between my dog and me coming in and out, there just aren't that many. We have had bears on the property, but it's not normally an issue. Seth says, kick butt property it is. And Foxy says, hello, bonjour de la France. Bonjour, comment ça va, mon ami? We are in northern Canada here, and my French, elle est trop sieste. And Old Glory, welcome back. How you doing, friend? Says, you win on view. It is lovely. And not gonna lie, I'm envious of that sunrise you're getting on that lake. Sunset, but yes, the sunrise is beautiful too. A person says, guy is literally Arthur Morgan IRL. Is Arthur Morgan from which one of those shows? That's Red Dead Redemption. Are we talking Red Dead Redemption? Is that Arthur Morgan? Again, I've never played it, so I don't actually know, but that sounds right. And you in the Yukon? No, we're in northern Canada. Northern Canada. Not quite the Yukon. Far north Ontario. You can think closer to Hudson's Bay. Let's see your boots. Did I get it in camera? And John says Red Dead Redemption 2. Euphoric says, Justin, are you a good cook? Not really. I can cook steak, I can cook fish, I can cook chicken, and I can cook pork. I make a mean eggs, but my wife, she is the chef de la cuisance, something like that. My wife is the chef. Let me let's raise this up a bit, if we can. We're not all the way. There we go. There we go. Get you guys more at eye level, so I'm not looking down at you guys. And DS Jesus says, I'm in the Northwest Territories, Great Slave Lake. Well, hello to Great Slave Lake. Emily Moe says hi. Hey, Emily, how you doing? If you have any questions, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to ask. We are having a real live stream, not like some of those live streams where people are just hanging out and ignoring the chat. We are chatting with you guys. Anything you guys want to say, we'll talk about. Ezio, how you doing, friend? We are, fishing relaxes me. Christian, welcome back to the chat. Fishing relaxes me too when the bugs are not carrying me away, and so far so good. We'll give it another 15 minutes before the bugs come and eat me. Paul's Lawn Service says hello from Montana. Hello to you, Paul. Oh, Glory says, I want a shot of the sunrise off that lake, please, sir. Well, the sunset is back there, back towards the fields. So otherwise, we've just got the sunset. Haley asks, do you grow strawberries? I have a bunch of wild strawberries. They grow naturally in my field, so don't be surprised if you ever catch me and the cows lying down in the field munching strawberries. I don't grow any right now. Right now, I'm not really doing much gardening. I have done a lot of gardening in the past. We got this property a year and a half ago, and so I've been so focused on setting up all the infrastructure, building all the barns and all the fencing and everything for the animals, that this year it wasn't in the cards to do a garden. Next year, we'll do a garden. I just got my lake draw pump set up so that I can water the apple orchard. Right now, I planted 10 apple trees. Well, 2 plum trees, 2 pear trees, 4 apple trees, 2 elderberry trees. Did you catch anything? Not yet. That one felt like a nibble, but I didn't get it. We're going to catch something. There are a lot of fish in here. It's been pretty hot today, so it might take a bit for them to come out, but I think we're going to catch one. And someone just got put on a timeout. Just a reminder, everyone, we're going to try to keep this super wholesome, so let's be nice in the chat. I don't mind the old joke, but nothing too crazy, guys. Let's keep it family friendly and PG and wholesome. Mike says, hello from Ontario, Canada. Mike, hello from Ontario, Canada as well. We are in the far north in Ontario. I hope you're doing well, Mike. And Julian Ellen says, hello. Paul, what state am I in? I am in the 51st state here in Canada. And Sif says, say something in French. Je ne parle pas le français, mon ami. Je parle anglais only. And did you walk down there to fish? Yes, the cabin is just behind us. Whereabouts in Canada? I don't like to get too specific because, you know, the internet is a weird place, but think up, off-grid towards Hudson's Bay. I'll get you that far. And Mike says, subbed and thumbed. Thank you. I appreciate it. And AKM says, so there's no Karens? I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, I'm okay with some Karens. Some people who don't like fishing coming in the chats. That's okay. Just no trolls, no super trolling. Nothing inappropriate. I don't mind the odd troll. I don't mind the odd chirp. You guys can say whatever you want. It's a free internet, but we just want to keep it wholesome. And Addie says, I'm from Indonesia, bro. Hello. And Liam says, hi. Nazir says, how do you get the internet? There is one cellular tower out here, and it happens to be on the other side of the lake, so we are able to stream. I also have Starlink up at the house, so we have Starlink. We are actually off-grid. The house is powered by solar and a generator. And Paul says, fishing is my favorite thing to do. It's a lot better when you're catching, so we better catch something. And what type of fish are in that lake? Apparently none. No, we got walleye, crappie. Oh, a fish just jumped out there, so I got to cast farther. Smallmouth bass, pike, muskellunge. Did I say crappie? Crappie as well. Oh, Glory says, no hate, you know that, homie. But on a lake and telling me the general location and I could find you in a heartbeat. I never would, but know that I could. I know. Especially up here. There are some crazy internet sleuths who can tell by my time zone, by the setting of the sun, you know, house on a lake, general acreage. There's people who could figure it out, but I'd rather not make it that easy. And Eric Sparks got timed up. Holy man, I'm realizing that I was scrolled up a little bit there. Sorry, guys. And pike on a fly rod. We're using a spin caster right now. This is normally my just lake fishing, boat fishing rod. I have a 9-foot medium heavy Fenwick HMX. It's a beautiful casting rod with a bait caster, but unfortunately it got broken. And so I need the repair kit to come in so I can fix it. I reached out to Fenwick, but they basically said, you are SOL, buy another rod. But I don't feel like doing that, I can fix it. Simple says, you can tell that Wolverine is a Canadian character written by an American. His superpower is healthcare. You know, the one thing about our healthcare, neither system is good, guys. So I'm up here in Canada. We've got what we call social healthcare. It's healthcare provided for everyone, but we got problems with it as well. We have a shortage of doctors, and so it's really hard to get a doctor, which means it's really hard to get seen by a doctor. And so typically, if you have something wrong with you, let's say I blow out my shoulder and I want to book an appointment with my doctor, it's going to take me probably about six weeks before I see the doctor. Now by then, damage is already set in, so it makes you want to go to Emerge. But then everyone goes to Emerge, so our emergencies are flooded. And then the doctors are stressed because they're overwhelmed, and so they don't have patience for you. And because you can't pay extra money to get better service, you're just stuck in the waiting line. So it's nice not owing tons of money, but a lot of things also aren't covered. You have to have what you guys would probably call like private insurance. We would call benefits. You have to work for a company that provides benefits. And so if you don't have benefits, you know, a lot of services are not covered. Dental, any chiropractor or massage therapy or osteopathy, any remediation, whatever you call it. A lot of stuff just isn't covered. Most of our medication isn't covered. You got to pay out of pocket. Now, it's not crazy like the States. You're not going to spend $1,000 a pill, but it's still, there's still expenses, and you get kind of subpar healthcare despite paying, you know, up to 50% in taxes. So we get taxed out the yang, and the coverage just isn't that great. I think both systems are broken. Do you have alligators up there? Just wondering. I'm from Florida. We're in northern Canada here. No alligators, but some people will call our northern pike gators. They've got big beady eyes that'll stick up out of the water, but they're just a fish. They can get about 6 feet long, but they're just a fish, and they generally won't snatch you, so it's okay to go swimming. And Euphoric says, Justin, you are brave and tough to still live out there. It's lovely out here. It is hard to complain. Freshly Wild, welcome back. And do you own a solar panel or not worth it? I do. I've got a handful of solar panels. It's about 50-50. I'm powered 50% by solar panel, 50% by generator. My next house, when I build another one, I'd like to do a much bigger solar array. But this system, everything is so dated, it can only hold so much amperage. So I can only put in so many solar panels. And if I put too many solar panels in, I've got to upgrade the charge converter. And if I upgrade the charge converter, I got to do the solar energizers. There's a bunch of stuff I'd have to upgrade if I go too much bigger. I kind of maxed out my system for now. If and when the system dies, I'll replace it with something bigger. But for now, we just try to use as little electricity as possible and let the generator cover the difference. And Simple says, what do the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Titanic have in common? They both look good until they hit the ice. I think I just picked up some weeds there. That's not a fish. We were having a slow time fishing. The other morning, at 5 in the morning, my son and I came out here and we got 3 walleye, 1 pike, and 1 crappie. We caught some salad. We are, any fish? Not yet, but we're hoping. There are lots of fish in here. I just got to find them. Stinkleberry says, howdy, cowboy. Howdy, Stinkle. How you doing? What we fishing? We are fishing for some freshwater fish. We're hoping for some walleye. I'll take crappie if we get the crappie, but I'll take walleye. Mike says, have you tried wind turbines for power? I haven't, but I have a friend who did some wind turbines. He said his problem, it gets so dry up here that he kept having shortages due to lightning. So what would happen is he had his 4 or 5 ground rods, and lightning storm would come in, it would strike the windmill, and the ground would be so dry that it wouldn't dissipate the charge and it would fry all his equipment. So then he replaces all his equipment. A year later, another lightning storm fries all of his stuff. And so by that point, he said, it's just cheaper to go with solar panels than to go with wind turbines. I don't know if you saw that, probably not. A fish jumped over there, so we're gonna cast over that way. It looks like they are eating off the surface, so we got to try to keep. Let's see if we can catch that guy over there. K&A says, how about the routine during winter? So during the winter, I have heated water dishes for all the animals. So you got to constantly be topping up the water dishes. Keep all the food up, keep all the doors and gates shoveled, but otherwise, not a lot changes. The generator has to run a little more often. It's a lot colder. We spend a lot more time cutting firewood. If you look back in my live stream history, you're going to see a lot of nights of splitting firewood because I heat the home with firewood. Simple says, did you hear about the guy with a map of Canada tattooed on his butt? Every time he sits down, Quebec separates. Right now, it feels like Alberta. Alberta's been talking a little bit of talk about some independence here. And A says, grow your beard more, you'd suit it. Ugh, that's my Italian DNA. We're not known for growing good beards, but I'm attached to it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to leave it. Trim the stash back a bit. I'm probably due, aren't I? It's pretty stashy, pretty beefy. You're just not catching my best angle because I'm sitting here giving you the side angle. You can see under the beard. You can see under and through it. Okay, we are using an embarrassing lure, but it's been working lately, and so I don't want to switch. We're just literally using a jig and a wiggly worm, catching a little bit of seaweed. We're using nothing special, but we were slaughtering them the other day. On Saturday, we had caught 10 fish on stream using the same thing. So, I mean, it works. Moy says hi, hello. Alberta, talking about coming south? That's what I heard. I think if they went independent, that would come up. That conversation would come up. And then shortly after, see, Canada, with our social systems, relies on Alberta for our what's called EI, employment insurance. So EI is a federally funded thing. Basically, when you retire, it pays into your retirement. If you're injured, it pays into that. And a lot of the money comes from Alberta due to the oil. Debbie says, I hate you. Is it just a jealousy thing because we're out here fishing? You don't hate me. You love me. You just wish you were out here with me. We could be friends too. And Ajar says Canada, 51st state of the United States. I don't actually ever see that happening. Not because it can't, because if America wanted it, it would just happen. But I just don't think that it would happen. I definitely wouldn't want it to be 51st state. The problem with that is that Canada's too big. We're too diverse. First off, Canada is like almost the size of America, and so it'd be kind of weird to have one state bigger than the whole country. But our land is so divvied up. It's fascinating when you drive across Canada because you come through the prairies, which are flatlands. You come through British Columbia, the mountains. You come into Ontario with all the lakes. You know, we got our coastal areas. It's just a very diverse economy, and so it works well as provinces as long as we can learn to get along and fix our economy. And Old Glory says, I don't think America wants Alberta. I think America wants all or nothing. Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's an interesting time we live. Oh, we got one. Okay. Oh no, we lost it trying to. That was a crappie. We're gonna sit here and jig it for a second. I fumbled that one. He didn't swallow the hook, and I didn't set it well. It was a crappie though. I could tell by the size of it or the shape of it. We'll jig for a second and see if he comes back. That was terrible. And Duckman says, can you say my name? And Simple says, you know you are from Canada when you don't know or care about the fuss with Cuba. It's just a cheap place to travel with good cigars and no Americans. I have been to Cuba a couple times. It is lovely. Guys, that was terrible. I never should have missed that one, but I got too focused on the camera. I didn't set the hook. That was terrible. It was a big crappie too. Like that was a good sized fish. I cannot believe I missed it. I need to pay more attention to what I am doing. That was terrible. The first bite of the night and I absolutely floundered on it. That was embarrassing. Debbie says, I prank you, ha ha ha. It's okay, Debbie. It is true, though, that we are very separated from the issues with the Cubans. Up here in Canada, the Cuban Missile Crisis was never a thing for us. Yeah, no bad relations here. It is a lovely place. Oh, that was a bite. Come on. There we go. There you go, guys. We're not going to lose two. We're not losing another one. Let's get the net. Come on. That's a crappie. There we go. We got her. Can we get some likes in the chat? Come on, guys. Let me show you what a crappie looks like. That was, oh boy. Let me turn the phone off. Okay, we're back, I hope. Let me hear it, guys. Can you guys see me? Are we still live? Oh, this friend here, this pointy little fish. There we go. I don't even know how to hold these guys properly. They are very spiky. That is our crappie friend. We need to get a stringer. We're gonna grab a stringer so that we can put this guy on the stringer, but there you go. It's like a giant bluegill for you Texans. Okay, we're gonna set this guy down and we're gonna get a stringer so we can keep it up. Did I lose you guys for a second? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I didn't scroll down. Okay, let me grab, we're gonna grab our stringer so we can put him on the stringer. Now we need to catch some more of those so we can actually have a meal out of this. Okay, there we go, guys. That right there is a crappie. Let me catch up on the chat. I'll show off the fish here. Okay, there we go. Let me catch up on the chat while we stare at a fish before I put him on the stringer here. We got some W's in the chat. Debbie says, I love you. Old Glory says, Mod's on it tonight. Good job, mate. And at last, what fish is that? This is a crappie, C-R-A-P-P-I-E. Think crappie, but it's crappie. And beautiful panfish, yes. I'm seeing a lot of politics in the chat, but otherwise, a lot of meat on that thing. I'll need like 3 more if we're gonna make it a meal. There's not a ton of meat on these guys because they're so skinny, but you can get a fillet off the whole side of both sides. And Super Chat says, Scanti beard. I don't pretend that it's a glorious beard. I'm Italian. This is like fantastic level beard for most Italians. Okay, we're gonna put this this fish down, and then we're gonna keep fishing because they're out here. We're gonna catch more. Just gotta tie up the stringer 1 second, guys. Okay, so that was caught using just this little fake bait here. Just this little guy, wiggly worm on a jig. Nothing crazy, nothing special, but it works. Let's reset that so we get a good bite. And let's catch another one. I'd like to get more. 1 crappie is just not enough. They're a fun fish. They're feisty. It's a good catch. Tasty, fried in garlic butter. Je t'aime. Is that I love you? Let's see if we can get another one. That was good. Crappie are a school fish, so they are usually in groups of up to 20. So if you catch one, there's a good chance you can catch more. And Debbie says, I hope you catch a 10-phone bass. I believe they meant 10-pound. We don't have any largemouth bass up in this lake. It's all smallmouth, so they're generally on the smaller side. Stan is law. Hello, how you doing, friend? You just missed us catching a fish. Yes, we're just fishing with an artificial worm. Steam or fried. I like to fry them on a pan in a little bit of butter. My go-to when I'm doing fish is I'll dip it in egg, then flour, back in the eggs, and then in some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Where are you? We are in northern Canada. We are in the far north in Canada. Lord says, la 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 la. Noop says, what is your go-to bait? So I really like Rapalas. Right now I'm fishing with just this fake worm. This guy here, fake minnow, fake worm, just because it's been working. So why not? I have a ton of fake bait. So often I will put the minnow trap at the end of the dock. So I'll use that. Basically, you know, the bait fish that are in the lake you're fishing is what is going to catch fish. So I will use the minnows that I catch here. But for now, we're just using some fake bait, just taking it easy. And that's a pretty sweet farmer stand. I know we have been putting the work in and not rolling up the sleeves. We've been spending a lot of time outside lately. And it has been hot and it has been sunny. Can 1 crappie full you? No, it's not much of a meal. You're gonna want 2 or 3. 2 or 3 of those guys to make a meal. Peter says, try a hula popper, see what happens. We can. I've got some poppers. We could try a popper. I'm normally fishing for walleye, and so the walleye generally they don't have a strong bite on the surface. So I haven't been using a popper, but I do have some in the tackle box, so I could try it. A bold Tennessean says, Tennessee. Well, hello. David says, I'm in upper middle Tennessee. And Simple says, I'm in Manitoba. Simple, I might visit you. Not actually, but there is an auction, one of those Ritchie Brother auctions coming up in Brandon, Manitoba. And they've got some tracked skid steers, a good selection. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put a bid in on one and see if we can buy ourselves a tractor. We've been creeping the auctions trying to buy ourselves a tracked skid steer. And Mike says, inline spinners work good too. Yeah, generally have a lot of success with rapalas on walleye. Simple says, I'm a head out. Take care, friend. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to talking to you again. Take care. And Peter, do you ever ice fish? I am not much of an ice fisherman. I hate the cold. To be honest, with all the animals, we've got the whole homestead here. We do a lot of chores outside, and I got to cut wood outside all the time, and we got so much work to do outside that I like to warm up by the fire when I'm done. I don't like to go and fish. Our winters get to minus 40, minus 50 Fahrenheit. It gets nasty out here. And so there are lots of guys with little fishing shacks, and they'll put a little wood stove in them. But if I'm going to cut and split firewood, it's going to be for my house, not my fishing shack. There are some fish jumping on the surface. I'm hearing them around me. So there are some out here. Maybe a popper wouldn't be a bad idea. And Debbie says, I'm sorry for saying I hate you. I appreciate the apology, Debbie. Thank you. And a bold Tennessean says, let's hit up a river and night catfish. Up here where I live, we don't have any catfish. They are just not out here. I think, I don't know, do catfish have to be connected to the Great Lakes somehow? Where are the catfish coming from? Maybe not. I guess they wouldn't have to be. I have gone catfishing in Winnipeg. Miss Johnson says, do you mind eating microplastics? Thankfully, where I live, we're in the far north in Canada. I doubt there's too much microplastic. There's just no people up here. So I'm going to pretend that there's very little microplastics up here. Okay, we're going to switch to a popper because Peter is telling me, bro, you got to do it. You're going to catch better. I'm going to catch more than one anyway. So far, we've only caught one with the worm. So we'll switch after this cast. Assuming I don't get one on this reel in, we'll switch to a popper. Do you eat fish? Yes, sir. Okay, we're going to switch up our bait. We're going with a top water. And we're going to see what we can do with the top water. Bear with me 1 second while I just go grab a new lure. Okay, we're gonna try out this guy. So this is going to be a surface water bait. It's called a popper. We're gonna see what we can do with this. I mean, we know the crappie are here. We just caught one. I'll show you guys, for anyone just joining the stream, I'll show you the fish we just caught, and we'll see how we do with this. I wish I had my 9-foot casting rod right now, but we'll make do. Here is the fish that we currently have on board. That right there is a crappie. They're like a giant bluegill. And Debbie's saying good night. Good night, Debbie. Okay, let's see if we can catch anything with this guy. You want me to cast what? Out this way? Is this the direction we're casting? Gotta give you guys a view still, so I gotta put this on the right spot. We'll send that way out there on the surface. Peter, what's the technique on a popper? What's the best move here? Little jerky pops? Do you like to go 3 then stop, or you just keep jerking as you reel in? What's the move? I don't use the poppers lots. I have them, but I don't use them lots. Naya says, people don't have cowboy hats. Well, you do when you live on a farm. And I live on a farm. It might be a lake, but it's also a farm. And Old Glory says, I have a channel and upload regularly. Sub up. Everyone go check out Old Glory's channel. When you're done with this stream, go check out Old Glory's channel. I am subscribed. Oh, Peter wants me to fish out that way. Okay, I'll try out that way. Peter, you are, if I catch a fish in the first 3 casts out that way, I am going to consider you a holy man, just like Jesus telling the fishermen where to fish. We're gonna go out this way. Right into the weeds, right near the shore. Let's see what we do here. And Peter, did I miss it? You telling me how to use a popper yet? What's the proper technique, friend? Pop it off and let it sit. They love to eat frogs. I do have a fake frog there too. We'll give it a couple pops and then we'll wait a second. No, Glory, it's not rude to self-promote. Anyone who has a channel while you're on here, feel free to let everyone know about it, because there's a lot of like-minded folks on the chat. There's a lot of people who are going to turn into good friends, and it is all good, man. I want everyone, drop it. If you have a channel of your own, let's hear it in the chat. Everyone just say, you know, I'm a creator. Maybe even tell us a little bit about the kind of content you create. So if you guys make any videos, if it's just for family or friends, or you're a big time YouTuber, let's hear it in the comment section. We've been doing this for a while. We've been making videos for about 2 years, but really it's only been the last year that we've been going hard, and the last month that we've seen success with the channel. And it's all thanks to you guys coming, tuning in and saying hi. Technopig says, I have one. My name is Alan Law 1146. Technopig, what kind of content do you make? Peter's telling me to be patient. I am not a patient man. He's saying, pop it off and just chill, man. On and off. Clean Paws Mobile says, I have a channel, Clean Paws Mobile. And Big Lawn says, I have a couple vids of my dogs. Ben Outdoors, welcome to the chat, Ben. Ben's got an awesome channel. Ben is just shooting fire out there. Ben is at like 1900 subscribers. He's making good quality content. Lots of good videos out there. Guys, go check out Ben Outdoors when you're done here. Technopig is making funny shorts. Clean Paw loves their dogs. Peter's telling me, not so fast. Slow with the popper. That way the fish gets it. I think that I'm not a good popper fisherman. I think that I am just too, I'm too like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Car Edits is saying hi. Hi, Car Edits. How you doing? Naya says, my name is Zeola. I'm an artist and a singer. I love to hear it, guys. I love to hear it. I'm going to give you guys a challenge. For those of you who I'm not already subscribed to, if you have your own channel or are planning on making a channel, I'm not slow. If you guys have your own channel or you guys are planning on making your own channel, when you guys are done with this stream, although stay forever, please, but when you guys are done, go find one of my other videos and just drop a comment in the comment section. Just say, check out my channel, and I will come check out your channel and I'll subscribe, and we will just continue to grow the community. Peter, I know this is my fault, not yours, because I am terrible with a popper. I have zero patience. I'm like, okay, let's go. Okay, pop. Wait, wait, wait. Pop. Wait, wait, wait. I'll give it a little longer. And Michelle says, do you chop wood all summer to stack for the long winters? I do. Just the other night, we were splitting wood on Livestream. And Ben Outdoors says, thanks, congrats on your lives. They are doing great. Thank you. It's because of you guys joining, coming in, giving interactions, saying hello. Our live streams have been clearing over 10,000 views. It has been a lot of fun. The channel's growing quickly, and I just appreciate spending time with all you guys and getting to chat. It's been a lot of fun. And Clean Paws Mobile says, you need some music. Fish want to eat and jam. Sing me a song, friend. Let them hear it. I hear the frogs. The frogs are singing. A dolphin heater says hi. Dolphin, Is that supposed to sound like that German guy? Is your name supposed to sound like some German guy? Some famous German guy? What kind of saw do you have? I have an Echo 620. I'm using a, I want to say it's Still Rancher. No, Husqvarna. It's a Husqvarna Rancher 455. I think that sounds right. That's my chainsaw. We cut all the trees down on our own property for heat all winter. We're always cutting trail, cutting down deadfall or falling trees, clearing out brush, and so we got no shortage of firewood. And Nia Pepe says, I have a channel, I have a bad storage. My name is Mud. I love to eat me some frog legs. Clean Paws Mobile, what do you catch with the popper? So the popper is gonna catch pike, it could catch walleye, definitely gonna catch crappie. But I am terrible with it. I got no patience. I'm sitting here like this frog is on a F1 Formula race. It's trying to go all the way across the lake as fast as I can make it go. I'm just not a patient fisherman, I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna have to switch back to the jig here soon because I got no chill. And Ben O'Dore says, this guy definitely cares about his subscribers. I can't wait to see him get famous. I just can't wait till I catch up to you, Ben. Well, if I can. I mean, we're both on the race to 1 million. How many acres do you have? I've got 156 acres. So I've got about 30 acres of field and then about 126 acres of forest. And Fish God says, my name is Mud is a Primus song? And Peter says, you definitely need prayer to fish. I need Jesus to help tell me where the fish are right now because I don't know. We've got one crappie on board. We caught one fish. Slow night. Slow night. I'm going to blame my technique on the popper, though. It's definitely my fault. And is that lake on your property? Yes. So this is all my property. So all this land, all that field behind the house, all the way around. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There is a lot of it. And have you ever ate frog legs? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Darren is saying hello. Hi, Darren. How you doing? Welcome back to the chat. What state are we in? We are in northern Canada. And fishing is supposed to be relaxing. I know, but I got no chill. We're switching. I'm sorry. It's not your fault that the popper didn't work. It's mine. I don't have the patience for a popper. I just want to cast, retrieve, cast, retrieve. We're gonna throw the jig back on. I mean, it's working. The problem with the Rapalas is I got to figure out which one I need to be throwing right now with the level of weeds there are. It's not the popper's fault. It's my fault that I have no patience for a popper right now. Peter, I appreciate your sage wisdom. That was not your bad. That was my bad. I was fishing that like an unmedicated child with ADHD. I just had no chill. Okay, let's switch up the view again. We're gonna come back over this way. Set you guys up there. For those who are just joining, I'll show you the one fish we have caught so far. Here is the big daddy right here. We need to catch more though. One crappie is just an embarrassing amount of fish. There you have it. So we need to catch at least one more fish to make it a meal. Oh boy. We'll see what we can do. Not on the west coast. We are inland Canada. Far north. And Fishgut says, I love the cowboy hat. Where'd you get it? I honestly don't know. My wife got it for me. It's made in America, though. Made in America. And Randy Rhino Guys, feel free to check out Randy Rhino's channel. Randy is out there making content as well. And would you let others fish in your lake? One of my dream goals here is in the next 3 to 5 years, I want to build another house on this property. And what I want to do is turn my current off-grid cabin back here, up there, into a Airbnb. And so if we turned it into an Airbnb, then we'd let people use the fishing boat and all that fun stuff that comes with it. So for now, I don't advertise. I've had people come and ask, like, hey, can I come launch my boat at your place? And I tell them no. It's really hard to get onto this lake, and I don't want people coming, and I definitely don't want them getting used to coming to my property to come on. You pay good money to have a little piece of paradise like this, and I like the privacy. So maybe it's a little selfish, but when you carve your own little piece of land out of the countryside, it's yours. You don't want other people to you know, steal a piece of it. But maybe something like an Airbnb, like all-inclusive fishing package and all that. I think that could be fun down the road. Noop says, give an inch, they'll take a mile. Yes, sir. Peter says, have you been in Canada? How do you say that? The highway through hell. I have not. I'm not even sure where that is. Is that out in BC along the mountains? That sounds like something that'd be along the mountains. Eric, I don't even think I'm going to repeat that one. I feel like there might be a word missing in that one. And Naya says, okay, sounds like you need a good sleep, buddy, and I hope you have a good night's sleep. And I hope your day goes well, too. I hope you're having fun with the boys. I hope you're enjoying. And Noop says, it's in BC, Coquihalla. It's in BC, Columbia. Okay, so I was in the right area. I assume that highway is in the mountains. The mosquitoes are coming out now. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're going to be very little on the screen, but they're here. The black flies and the mosquitoes are out. They're getting fierce. I think I'd like to try to catch one more fish before we go inside. Maybe we'll clean up this crappie on stream. I'll show you guys how we handle that. I'll admit I'm not very good at cleaning them. I've only caught a handful of them. I've done thousands of walleye, but I've only done a handful of crappie. But meat is meat. Let's see if we can catch one more fish before we go and get them ready. I got one more job that I need to do tonight. I need to swap batteries on my electric fences. I have a solar panel set up on one of my electric fences charging the battery, and I just haven't wired in one on the second one yet. And so I got to swap them before the battery dies. I do not need the pigs to learn that the electric fence isn't giving as big of a shock as it should. Christ says, go to bed, go inside, and go to sleep. What are your dinner early and go? That wasn't all English, my friend. How many times have I got seriously stuck in the snow? You know what? This is a funny story. So I used to be a civil engineer, and I used to do, oh, was that a bite? Yeah. Come on. There's a fish there. Just eat it. It's probably another crappie. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. There's no way that's weeds. It's gotta be a fish, but he's just nibbling the tail. I'm gonna miss this one. Sorry, I used to, it wasn't weeds. So I used to do highway construction and highway inspections. And there's one time when I got stuck in the snow off the side of the highway because I was inspecting a bridge we were working on. And it was a blizzard. It was an absolute snowstorm. you know, 2-3 feet of snow by the end of the day. And I got stuck in this blizzard out there in the middle of nowhere. And all of a sudden, I see some dark shadow walking towards me through the snowstorm. And like, we're off down the side of a bank and stuff. And lo and behold, it was a priest the priest who married me and my wife. He was driving and he saw just someone, a stranger, stuck on the side of the highway and thought he would come out and help. And I just thought, you know, what a holy man, a true priest. He had no idea who I was. He didn't know it was, like, he didn't know it was me until he got up to me. I mean, yes, I live in the middle of nowhere and there's only so many people, and of course I know everybody, but it was lovely to see a priest trudging through the snow to come help push me out of a snowbank. As far as up here goes, I make sure to keep a plow on the quad, a plow on the truck, and we just don't get stuck. We don't take risks. Okay, we're not catching another one. We're gonna clean up the fish that we got. Hi, Peter. I did a terrible job fishing for you guys tonight. I apologize, but we got one, so we can clean one of them. It'll be just a little snack. Where's the hat from? It is Saratelli, the Saratelli Hat Company, made in USA. The Saratelli Hat Company. Not a sponsor. Okay. Hurrah! Here's our fish. Only one. That's okay. I'll take it. We'll clean it. I'll show you guys how we clean up a crappie. I'm terrible at it. Don't make fun of me. Don't hurt my feelings. You know, if we ever get big enough to get sponsors, I need a cowboy hat sponsor. That's gonna be the thing. We're gonna be sponsored by cowboy hats. Set the tripod a little lower right now while we're walking. Okay, let me see what the chat's saying. 1 second. And do you have wild pigs? I don't have wild pigs, but I have homestead pigs. I have pigs that I raise. Trying to see what else we're saying. Sorry, guys. And where's the wife and kids? Any kids? My wife is inside now. She was with us for the start of the stream, but now she is inside resting, and the kids are all sleeping. I've got 5 boys, 5 sons. Gotta get a drink. I think my voice just cracked. Any issues with grizzly bears? Where I am, we just have black bears. So there's only black bears up here. And is your lake haunted? Not yet, but if I keep killing fish out here, it will be. Okay, we're gonna grab the fillet knife. I think we gotta, I don't think my dog, we're gonna set the fish down. We're gonna carry it. I don't know what to do. We're gonna carry the fish with me. Mike says, dope hat, my friend. Thank you. See? She wants it. She wants the fish. Okay, let me grab my fillet knife so we can clean this guy up. Gotta grab my plates. And a bubbly. Okay. Oh, we're back. Sorry, guys. Had to grab all my stuff so we can clean up this fish. Okay, 5 boys, and you have a handful. Yes, I do. And Joe says he's Canadian. Thank you, Joe. Are you gonna cook that fish for dinner tonight? I think I'm just gonna fillet it and put it in the fridge. I'll save it for my kids. Oh. Okay, we're sneaking out of the house. Never enough hands. Okay, let's go fillet this fish. For anyone who might be a little bit squeamish towards this, I apologize. I do it in a humane way, But I'm going to show you guys how we fillet a crappie. I'm not good at it. I'm going to admit that. I'll be the first to admit it. This is not something I am super skilled at with crappie. They're a tricky fish to fillet because they're so, well, they're so fat. They're so wide. But we're going to put the work in and get her done. Let's find a good angle to show you guys what we're doing. Zoop. Okay, so for these guys, Oscar, hello. We are about to fillet this fish. So for these guys, I never like cutting into my fish while they're still alive. I don't find it very humane. So for crappie, I'll usually give them a solid smack behind the eyes to kill their brain. We are not doing that on the stream. I'm going to do that off to the side. So I'm just going to set him off to the side, off screen. And you guys are going to hear a little thud here in a second. Maybe 2 thuds. Yeah, that was enough to do it. Okay. So we just unalived the fish first. One nice solid tap. One nice solid tap behind the head just to kill the brain. If there's any jerks or movement, it's just because of nerves firing. I just unalived him. So this is going to fillet a lot like a walleye. There's one central set of ribs that run right in here, and then meat throughout the whole body. So we want to do a cut behind the fins, up towards the head. One solid cut down, and then we want to turn the knife 90 degrees. So we're going to turn the knife down along the spine. Like I said, I'm not very good at this. Their ribs are pretty hard, and they go quite far back on these guys. So we got to cut through all those ribs. We can do a cut down along here. And we got to keep that knife angled down as best we can. Okay. There we go. So now we got this big fillet here. So this is the trick. You're going to take your knife, cut down along to the skin, and then instead of trying to cut the skin off, we're just going to shimmy the fish out. It's going to keep the knife angle down and just shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. There. And just like that, we've got the fillet off. So there's still the ribs here we're gonna have to take off. We'll do that next. We'll just set that aside. And so now we're gonna flip this over and do the other side. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna answer your questions all in a second. I was about to drink my bubbly, but I realized I didn't open it yet and I don't feel like getting slime all over it. So same thing, we're gonna cut down along the head, all the way through to the belly here. And then we're going to turn the knife 90 degrees. And we got to make this cut through these ribs. That'd be nice if I was on the upper side of these fins here. So we're going to have to cut that all off afterwards. And we're going to flip that over. And then same thing, knife edge blade down. But like I said, I'm not very good at crappie, just because they're so big, like wide. There we go. So we got no meat left on that. Some people will turn this into a fish leather. Some people will save this and you can tan this. That's not what we're gonna do. Okay, so we've got our 2 fillets here. Our 2 hunks of meat. Now we got to get the ribs off. So that's next. Don't worry guys, I'm going to respond to your chat here in a second. Gonna wipe all the water and slime off the table before we put our meat down. Okay, so now we got to carve out these ribs. So we're just gonna put the knife on a shallow angle here, get underneath them. We got to cut through the Y bone and then just take those ribs off. That, get rid of it. And then there's what's called a Y bone. So where those ribs were connected, we just need to carve that out. Both sides. There we go. And you end up with a boneless fillet. This is all boneless here. We'll throw that on our plate. And we got to do one more. So again, we're just going to carve underneath the ribs. So there is a little Y bone that connects them. So this first cut, there is a bit of force right here. Oh, come on. We just separated the meat. Not what we wanted to do. So get under these ribs and cut them out. We're going to sacrifice that piece because we just ruined it. That's okay. We just took the Y bone off with it. We lost that little bit of meat there. We just got to take a little bit of Y bone off right here that we missed. The mosquitoes are getting atrocious. The goats are coming to say hi. Okay. There we go. Another fillet. Hi, goats. Oh. We're gonna do the good old wipe your hands on your pant legs method to clean your hands. Oh. Okay, that was that. Anyone have any questions? I know I got to catch up on the chat a little bit. Let's have a drink and see what we're saying here on the chat. Oh boy, let's tighten my camera. Okay, so okay, guys, the chat was flying a little bit. Can you guys, if anyone wants me to answer anything specific, because there was some trolling going on, it's hard to quick read when you got trolls in the middle. Let me know if there's anything specific you want answered about that. That's basically the simple way. It's a little tricky to do because they're such a wide fish. So I'm just using like a 6-inch fillet knife. It'd be better if I was using a longer, like a 9-inch, because then it'd be easier to go the whole length of the fish. But yeah. The Meemaw, can you kill a fox for me, please? Not on live stream. Not on live stream. And Joe says, wasted most of the last one. Well, I wouldn't say most of it. I did lose some meat on here underneath the ribs, because it just broke on me. It didn't cut nice, but that's definitely not where most of the meat is. That's a small amount of meat at the other side of it. Peter asks, have you ever shot a moose or a bear? I've never gone moose hunting. I've gone bear hunting, but I've never shot one myself. I've shot at them. I've had bear on the property and I've shot towards them to scare them away, but I've never actually shot one. I'm thinking I might. See, the problem is I don't want to bait them into the property because I have all the animals, so I don't want to give them an excuse to come around. But if I have a nuisance one, I won't hesitate to shoot it if that helps. And Meemaw says, no, because my chicken Oakley died from a fox family. I lost some ducks. I am with you. Let's pour one out for our dead ducks. Yeah. And notice how he didn't say hunt, just kill. I don't know, it's all the same. And Joe Balls, because that knife isn't sharp enough. Yeah, I do need to sharpen that knife. I have cleaned like 8 fish since I last sharpened it. 8, 9 fish in the last couple days. So she is getting dull. I do need to sharpen it. That is very true. My knife is getting dull. But it's a good thing. It's dull because we're catching fish. Peter asks, what kind of guns do you have? So I have a Winchester Cooey is my 22. It's a 22 caliber. I have a 300 Savage. I've got a 12 gauge, and I've got a 410 gauge. Giselle, how are you, Gisela? I'm doing well. And Eric asks, you ever see little people out in the woods? How do you know about them? They told me they never told anyone else about them. Sammy says hi. Hi, Sammy. Mima says, have you seen the black phone? It is on YouTube. I have not. I do not know what that is. Lemon says, reasoning might be a little off. Brutus says, do the chickens have large talons? I don't have any chickens. I have ducks. My ducks, they actually do have pretty sharp claws on the end of their little paddles. The 300 Savage probably is Savage 99. It could be. I don't know. I just call it my 300 Savage. Akash says, hi, hello. Lemon says, the subspecies that lived in huts, survived in huts. Peter says, 410 for a bigger stuff like bears, just in case. I think the 300 would do it. I think the 300 Savage would drop a bear. I shot 2 deer with it this past fall, and it dropped them both immediately. Like, threw them off their feet and onto their backs. I have a long form video where I talk about my best hunt ever, and I do show the 2 deer that I shot this fall in that video. What kind of ducks do you have? I have meat ducks and geese. Let me put this fish in the fridge, and I'll go check out. I'll go show you my new ducklings. I had a bunch of Pekin ducks. I had some Muscovy ducks and Pekin ducks, but I ended up with mostly boys, so we turned them into meat. And my layers unfortunately got picked off by a fox, so we're restarting with Appleyards and Orpingtons. And I am also hatching 30, so I've got like 17 ducklings right now, and I'm hatching another 30 Pekin ducks from eggs. 300 Savage is similar to a 308. Yeah, it's basically the same round. Diane says, I kill animals. I'm tough. Urgh. Bob says, yo, hello. Robert says, hi. Hi, Robert. And Peter says, any sniper guys that you know? Or snipper? Snipper? Snipper or sniper? So we're going to put the fish in the fridge here, and then we'll go check on the ducklings. We'll do our one more night check. I'm pretty sure he can take you, Diane. No, I'm friendly. I'm a friendly giant. There is no hostility here, friends. The sun is going down. It is getting dark. I'm going to quickly put the meat in the fridge, and then I'll be right back, guys. That's actually good. I forgot that I had filleted out 4 pike last night. And so we've got 4 pike and that crappie to eat tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow's supper or lunch. Maybe lunch. Okay, we're back. We're back. So yeah, last night I filleted 4 pike, and then we got that crappie just now. So we have a good healthy amount of fish. Let's go check out the ducklings and say goodnight to the ducklings. We already did all our animal chores at the start of this stream. So if you guys missed that and you want to see what it's like living out here on a homestead with all the goats, the cow, the ducks, the pigs, just catch the replay. The replay will go live sometime tomorrow, and then you guys can see all the animals. But I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. It's a good thing I came and checked. Because when we were in here earlier, I raised up the heat lamp and I didn't put it down yet. So we will do that here shortly. But here are the baby ducklings. Hi, ducks. The goats are coming to say hi too. And Joe says a 306 is more powerful than a 300 Savage. Christian says, I can't see anything. Bike Ride Freedom says, do you deer hunt? Yes, we do. And Peter says, you should kill a few bears and sell the hide and keep the meat. Do you milk the goats? Yes, actually, earlier on the live stream, we were milking the goats. We got a liter of milk off the goats earlier. Yes. So these guys are only about 5-6 days old. So the ones with the black heads, I believe, are the apple yards. And then the other ones are the buff Orpingtons. And then we're hatching another 30. We're hatching another 30 Pekin ducks. And my cow is standing right on the other side of this door. Boo. Anyway, let's lower this down. Give you guys some heat. So this is the setup I have for them. Turn the light on. It's a nice long run here. They got lots of room to stretch their legs, move around. I got food and water in there. And then I set the heat lamp. I can raise or lower it. But yeah, they've got room to kind of get close to the heat or back away from it. And there's a goat. I've got some straw and wood shavings in there. And KD says, animal torture? No, this is not animal torture. This is about the best care they can hope for. They've got heat lamp. They're protected from predators. Any females in there are going to get kept for eggs. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out, girl. Hey. Come on out, Cody. Come on. I'm going to lock up the feed shed. Yeah, that's about as far from animal torture as you can expect. The wild is animal torture. Out in nature, everything that is not a predator is prey. And there's a lot more prey than predators. You want to cut the lawn? Are you wanting to cut the lawn, buddy? Say hi, Bast. Hello. This is Bast. He's a good boy. Oh, you're going to break Mom's glasses, though. Mom left her sunglasses on the riding lawnmower. So yeah, sun is setting finally. It is 9:30 p.m. The sun is going down. Country says, what's up? I'm back. Let's go sit inside and chat for a bit, guys. Before we end the stream, I'm trying to think. I think we've done everything. We've done all the animal chores. We've done some fishing. We just got to grab our knife. We got to throw out the guts. That's what we got to do before my dog eats them. We got to throw out the fish guts. I don't think I have a pail over here, so we're just going to hand bomb it. We'll go toss that back into the lake. We'll go for one more walk down to the lake. And what's the wife's name? Mariah. M-O-R-I-A-H. Mariah. Mariah. And Christian says, cool hat. Thank you. And he looks like the main character from Toy Story, Woody. Right on. So if anyone's just joining now and you have any questions, now's the time to ask. We are an off-grid homestead. We do some hunting, fishing. We raise up our animals. We harvest the animals, milk the goats, collect eggs, all that fun stuff. The sun is setting, the bugs are out. We got to get rid of the fish guts. We just caught ourselves a crappie. We just filleted on stream. And so now we're just getting rid of the evidence. Toss her in the lake, feed the ecosystem. From which you came, you shall remain until you are complete again. We're trying to summon the kingfish. So we will toss that into the lake. Goodbye, friend. Give our hands a little wash. And then we'll stand here for a second and catch up on anything I've missed. Oh, there we go. Nope. Have I missed anything important that I should address? Have you noticed anything in the conversations that I've missed or neglected? The one and only says you mispronounced crappie. you're calling it crappie? I call it crappie. Crappie instead of crappie. I've heard it both, but crappie sounds nicer. It sounds like it's got a certain je ne sais quoi. I am just a French Canadian. I do not say the crappie, I say the crappie. It's a crappie fish. It's a lovely fish. I missed some butt jokes. That'll happen. Frankie, howdy. Jeffrey says, stupid hat, bro. Well, that's up to you. I don't know. And Queen says, hoya. And Peter says, no lions in Canada. And Joe Ball says, you can tell a lot about a man based on the chainsaw he uses. I'm using a Husqvarna Rancher 455. Yeah, with a 20-inch bar. I went with a 20-inch bar because we don't, see, up here in Northern Canada, we don't have any massive trees, but we get some good ones. And I do a lot of chainsawing because I heat the house with wood stove. And then I'm also always cutting trails. So cutting trails for hiking, for driving, for fencing. And so I figured the 20-inch bar would be a good choice. Up here in Northern Canada, like where I live, it's so cold, the trees just don't grow that big. So you can do a lot with a 20-inch bar. And Joe does not approve of the Husqvarna. Yeah, I mean, our only real options up here, I guess, would be Husqvarna or a Stihl. Are you a Stihl man? Is that what you prefer? And do you hunt with a bow or a gun? I do a bit of both. I have gotten deer with my bow, but the gun is much more reliable. Oh, and Queen says, I said, Huya, where are you at? But it's Huya for me. Where are you at? We're in Northern Canada. Sorry, that one went, whew. I'm an off-grid homesteader. I don't know what these aneurysms are that you guys are speaking in the chat. And Joe says, Stihl is the way to go. Well, maybe if I kill my Husqvarna, I will get a Stihl next. And the one and only Nicole says, that can be the official state hat when Canada becomes a state. This, I don't know, this was made in the USA. I don't know if you can see that, it's getting dark out, but it was made in America. I like the bow, not the string on my arm. Compound or recurve? Compound. I'm not a BA. I do have a recurve bow, but I wouldn't trust my shot with in a hunting situation. I've got a 55-pound draw weight compound bow, and then I've just got a 30-pound draw weight recurve. So the 30-pound recurve isn't going to kill anything substantial. So I just use that for target shooting, just for fun. And I'm not very good with it. We need to switch out this battery. What are we reading on the voltage? Yeah, we're shooting out only 12,000 volts on the electric fence. We're down to 9 volts on the battery. That battery's dead. We got to change that. We got to change that. But I don't think we're going to do that on stream. So I think we're going to go sit down. We're going to chat a little longer. I'm going to switch you guys onto the Starlink. There we go. I'm going to go inside. We're going to sit down. We're going to chat a little bit. And then I'll do the last little bit of chores I got to do before nighttime here. Let me go grab my knife and we'll chat. Bear with me as I walk back. The lighting is getting terrible. It's getting hard to read the screen. So we're going to go inside where we can turn a light on. Bear with me, friends. Okay, grab my knife. And I've got the stringer here. Good enough. Good night, goats. One of them's on the propane tank. They look like they're all going in for the night. Okay, 1 second, guys. And we're back. Okay, we got to sharpen the knife. So, is the wife and kids home? Yeah, they're sleeping right now. My wife says, I was sleeping, but now I'm so excited I want to come join the live stream. Good. She's closing the door. She's saying, bro, why are you streaming while I'm trying to sleep? No tornadoes there, huh? No. We get, we're really blessed where we are. We get the cold. We get minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 50 Celsius. So that sucks. But beyond the cold, we don't get any real tornadoes. We don't get any earthquakes. I'm not in the mountains, so I don't have to worry about avalanches. No real flooding. Nothing serious anyway. And Joe Ball says, I don't know, man. I'm getting the feeling you're more of a weekend country guy, not true country. Okay, sure. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I do have cows. I do have ducks. I do got rabbits. I got 156 acres. I would not say I'm a rancher. I also live off-grid, so there's that. I live as far countryside as you can go, but yeah. No gator hunting season. There are no gators up here in Canada. Let me grab my knife sharpener. I gotta think where that would be. I know I had it the other day. What cupboard was that in? Love, I know I woke you, but do you know where my knife sharpener is? Under the cabinet on the side. Ah, the farthest one this way. Thank you. Okay, there we go. We're gonna sharpen that fillet knife because that was pretty awful. And Juan says, you have a beautiful ranch. Well, thank you, Juan. I appreciate that. And Peter says, Queen, I told you that's in South GA and Florida, USA for gators. No gators in Northern Canada. Kovai says, hi. Hello, Kovai. How you doing? Sorry if I missed anything anyone said. We were a little bit busy there towards the end. And so we didn't quite catch everything while we were cleaning that fish. What are you filleting up? We just caught a crappie, so we've already filleted it, but I am going to pull it back out, give it a rinse, and just check and see if I missed any bones. But I figure we might as well sharpen the knife first. We were trying to fillet it with a rather dull knife. I had cleaned a bunch of fish last night, and I didn't sharpen the knife in between. Let's see the way you sharpen that knife. Well, right now I'm doing it while talking to you guys, so I literally am just holding the knife sharpener here while I go over it. We're not using a stone. We're not using oil in a stone. This is just, you know, a cheap knife sharpener. But hey, whatever works. Maybe one day we'll pull out the sharpening stone and we'll do it that way. Joe Balls is like, what are you doing? Is there a better way? Am I doing this terribly, guys? I know it's sharp. It works. Let's zoom you guys back up so I can see what we're saying. And is there a Walmart nearby? Like an hour away. Yeah, you need like 10 of them. Yeah, you need a ton of crappie. What's a good way to do that? Joe, you tell me the technique. Are you supposed to like rock it back and forth? I mean, I figure as long as she's sharp at the end of it, it's better than it was. But if you've got better technique, please tell me how. I'll be honest, I've never actually Googled how to use the sharpener. I just do it. Yes, I know I should do it on a flat surface, but I don't want to cut my wood countertops. I don't feel like pulling out the cutting board. So we're just doing it just for the sake of making it sharper. Boy, you don't need your hat in the house. We've been outside the whole stream. We just came in the house. We just got back in, so I just haven't hung the hat up yet. I usually stroke up and back and forth. Are we talking about knife sharpening or something else, friend? Does your oldest boy hunt with you? Yeah, I take all my oldest boys. Like when we're going bird hunting, I'll take my oldest 3, 8, 6, and 4. I'll take them all with me. We've got some quads and stuff, and we'll go walking on the property. I'll take them all if we're just walking. So I'll take all the boys if we're walking on the property. Yeah, as far as deer hunting goes, my oldest boy did join me on a couple of the sessions, but it can be boring. So mostly I just, after I shoot a deer, then I'll call them over. Could sharpen that knife on the edge of a truck window like true country would. Well, I got to get the tip better. The edge of the knife isn't very sharp, so we got to work that one. But otherwise, she's pretty good. And Mason says, bow hunt? I've shot 1 deer with a bow, but typically I use my gun. I've also shot partridge with my bow, and that's a lot harder than it sounds. They're a small target and they move fast. The problem with going hunting with the bow for small game is if you miss, your arrow is gone. And at $10 an arrow, ain't nobody got time for that. And Queen says, geez, Joe, he's from Canada, not Kentucky. And I think my mind is just in the gutters, because when you guys are talking about me sharpening my knife, it's sounding wrong. Okay, I'm going to say that's probably good enough. It feels sharp enough. Feels sharp enough to me. So we can put that away for another night. We are going to pull the fish out when we're actually, we might need that. We're going to pull the fish out. We're going to run it through some water just to check for bones last and give it a quick rinse before we put it away for good. So yeah, there are our 2 fillets off of that crappie. Obviously I did a better job on this one than this one. My knife was getting dull and I just lost all the meat behind the ribs. But yeah, there is our crappie fillets. So we're just gonna give that a rinse and go over it with our hands just to make sure that we got all the bones. If you can't shave, it ain't sharp enough. Do I look like I know how to shave? Okay. I'm just going to try not to say anything inappropriately while we massage our fish, feeling for bones. Just to make sure we didn't miss any, but it feels good. Actually, I found up here near the top, where the top dorsal fin is, there is a bone there, so we're going to cut that off. We did miss a bone right up there. So we will just nip that off. So you got to watch when you're cleaning a fish like that, up near the back spiky fins. Those fins do run down into the spine, and so there's bones there. So if you don't stay off to the side and you come over a little bit, you're going to end up with some bones. So you got to, that's why we wash the meat and check for bones. Mike says, you a fake country cowboy. You a fake cowboy. I'm a real one. I wear Ariats. So do I. I have Ariats. That is true. My wife bought me some. I was wearing them today. I'll go show you. I do need to treat them, but there you go. They got the deer on them. They're beautiful boots. But I do need to do some leather treating on them. Let's go put them back. And the real one, Jerome says, I'm the real one, not you. King says, where's the moonshine, cowboy? I don't drink, so I don't have any moonshine. Sorry to actually, somewhere in the cupboard, I have, I want to say it's 98%. No, 98, yeah, 98 proof, so 180? Whatever it is. It's medical grade alcohol for making tinctures. We do a lot of mushroom videos and mushroom content in the summer, fall here. And so we've made our own herbal medicine using that. So we do have some basically moonshine up in the cabinet somewhere. And Diane says, he kills stuff. Can't handle a bull, though. Can't handle a real fight. That's true. I did butcher my bull. Once my bull started getting aggressive, I decided to eat him. So that is true. Yeah, I do need to oil up those boots. That is true. And Peter's asking, do you got any horses? No, I don't have any horses right now. I did have someone offer to give me a couple horses, but we're not quite set up yet. I want to build a second barn. Right now I just have the one barn. I want to build a second one here this summer. And so I didn't want to get horses before I was ready. I'm thinking, though, instead of horses, right now we're trying to get a lot of animals that serve a purpose on the homestead, more than just pleasure. And so instead of horses, we're talking about maybe getting some donkeys. The internet gives me mixed reviews on donkeys, but I'm thinking that maybe we'll get 2 donkeys so we can breed donkeys. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or a bad idea. I am yet to decide. And Warfare says, poor Diane is triggered. Sorry, Diane. Did the talk of hunting, is the talk of hunting what offended you? Or the fish? I do apologize if I offended you, but this is a wholesome, troll-free environment. John, what is your opinion on donkeys? Can you please tell me what is your opinion on donkeys? Because we are talking about getting some, but I'm hearing mixed reviews on them. The other animals I have are goats, pigs, rabbits, ducks, and cows. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat while we're going here. Travis says this camera angle makes it look wrong. Sorry, was it a bad angle when I was washing the fish? Donkeys are good to scare away wolves. Yes, I'm also thinking for the foxes. Donkeys will hunt foxes if they get into the chat. Diane saying wholesome. How funny. Diane, man, I'm not sure. Please elaborate. Feel free to tell us what we've done wrong. And Bailey says, take that hat off. I can. My hair is a little sweaty, though. We were outside doing farm chores. Country, welcome back. And donkeys also scare away coyotes. I've heard that as well. John says voice to text. Country's asking, would you let someone go live with you? Yeah, I would. I have never done that. I don't know how to do that, but it's an option. And Fish King, I don't know if I just caught it or I missed it, but we've got cows, goats, rabbits, pigs, and ducks. In fact, right behind me, we are hatching some ducks. Right in there is a bunch of duck eggs. So we have 18 ducklings right now, and we've 17, 18, somewhere like that, and we're hatching another 30. And Pink says, I love the cowboy hat. Well, thank you. And Joe Ball says, a good 22 could take care of those foxes. The problem with the foxes is they're nocturnal. So I haven't seen them during the day yet. They've been coming out at night. I've been catching them on the trail cams at night, but I haven't seen them during the day. I have a live trap set up, so I'm just hoping it's a matter of time till one sneaks in there and gets caught. And Matt says a donkey will bite anything. They don't give a F. That's one thing I'm concerned about. I would hate to see the donkey go after the goats. And Peter says you need a black bear rug. I will try to get one. I don't want to bait one, but if any come out, I will shoot one. Joe says, what breed of pigs? We've got Yorkshires right now. And Lemon says, nice hat, looks great. Thank you, I appreciate you. And you have food in your beard. I don't think I have food in my beard. I think it's just the gray hair reflecting in the light. I don't think there's any actual food in it. Country says, why is there so much hate in this live? It needs to stop like right now. I know it's a rowdy chat. I think there's too many mosquitoes outside. I was going to say we should go outside, but there's too many mosquitoes outside. What's that, hon? Okay, let's go. You know what, guys? I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes to ask any questions, and then we're going to end the stream because my phone is on how much percent? We're down to 14%. And my wife wants to sleep. So last chance to ask any questions before we end this live stream. I appreciate you guys all coming and joining. It has been another amazing chat. We've had another lovely live stream. So last chance, ask any questions. Lit says, can we see your firearms? I don't know if that's a trap, but I was banned from live streaming once before because I was out hiking with a firearm on me. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to show firearms on live stream. So I don't know if you've read the regs or you just are trying to get me in trouble, but that ain't gonna happen. Country says, if you go live tonight, can I join? Country, let's talk about doing that another night. We're gonna wrap this one up here shortly. And Lemon says, this chat is tame. Try being mod for a political channel. Exhausting. And Peter says, you should interview your wife next time. I should definitely, well, she was at the start of the stream. She was in the live stream at the start. And Bike Ride says, I subbed. Thank you. Let's remove that. Okay. I have to post the link of the live, and then you can join it. I know Justin can manage himself, so I'm holding off for the most part. I was just on a stream, and this dude had literally all of his guns out. I don't know what to tell you. I had my gun just in a frame, just a quick second, and I got banned. So I ain't a snitch, dog. And Michael says hi from Montana. And Peter says, who's the boss? You or her? Definitely her. And Wasim says, you have to be in Red Dead. Talk to Rockstar Games. It's okay, Noop. Don't worry about it. Lil T Ride says, what do you have? We've got a Winchester Cooey 22, a 300 Savage, a 12 gauge shotgun, and a 410 shotgun. And then our 55-pound draw weight recurve bow. Out. Okay, guys, that is the live stream life. I probably lost you guys on that, didn't I? Let's go fire up the generator. I might have just disconnected here. Let's disconnect the Wi-Fi. There. If I lost you guys, it's because the power just went out. Let's see if it. Nope, didn't kick back on. I need to find my boots. We need to flip this around, turn the light on. So like I was saying, I live off grid, and we just ran out of power, so I got to go fire up the generator. Hey, Lily. Yeah, I cut out because, like I said, we're off grid, and it's dark out. The sun ain't doing its job, so we need to fire up the generator. I also need to check that the the duck house lights still on, the heat lamp, Okay, spin you guys around. We got to go. Oh boy, we need the light. We got to face it this way. We're gonna walk through here, past the propane, over to here, and we're gonna turn the power back on. And we're gonna restart the generator. It's gonna get loud for a second. This is old Jenny. Bear with me, guys. It's gonna get loud for a second. Oh boy. We gotta just double check that we are One second, guys. Come on. There we go. Okay, there we go. We'll live stream from out here for a few more minutes before we wrap this up. Sorry guys, that is how you know I live off grid. When the power turns off and you gotta go fire up the generator just to keep your stream going. Did you install your power? No, it was here when I got here. I upgraded it. I can't show you. There's no light out that way. What's the best way? Right here. So, yeah, I upgraded all the batteries and I added a few more solar panels, but yeah, the power went dead. Joe Ball's all chirping like, well, you might be off grid. That might be true. You might have ran out of electricity, but you're really not that country. It's okay, bud. It's okay. That generator is a 20 kilowatt generator. It is a 1955 MWM German diesel generator. Wasim says, why did the electricity turn off? Because I live off grid. I have a lot of heaters and a lot of different things going right now. I've got a heat lamp going for the ducks, and I've got a heater going for the incubator. It's been warm today, so I have 3 freezers plugged in, and so I've got a lot of things just drawing a ton of power, and so we ran out. And Robert says, I'd love to see a long form on your electricity. Really want to get away from the grid. I'll do that at one point here. I'll do a good walkthrough of everything I've got. Marcus says, who wants to fight? Arr! And Wasim says, oh, I'm living in Germany. Well, hello, how you doing, friend? Did I catch everything or did I miss anything in that kerfluffle? I think I caught everything. We're gonna take a quick walk down towards the ducklings because we gotta make sure the heat lamp stayed on. I think the type of heater I have, it should have stayed powered, but we gotta go check. So 1 second, guys, while I walk over here. I think I see the red light. I think it's good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We got that set up. They're the ones I'm worried about as it gets a little cooler tonight. I don't need the little ducklings freezing to death. We're walking back over. Sorry, I know it's nighttime. The lighting is terrible. So Robert says, do you burn gas, LP, or diesel? It's a diesel generator. So she's an old diesel gen. If I were to do it again, I'd probably go with a gas generator for a couple of reasons. One, they're a lot more accessible nowadays. 2, I could use a bigger fuel tank and then I can use that gas for all my other stuff. The gas can go into all the dirt bikes and all the quads and such. And then just stick with one primary fuel source instead of having to have diesel and gas on the property. Where I live, way up here in the middle of nowhere, the more fuel storage you have, the cheaper it is to have it delivered. And so, yeah, right now it's kind of dealing with a smaller gas tank and a smaller diesel tank. I'd rather conform and just go with one bigger tank. Wasim says, did you play Red Dead Redemption 2 before? Everyone keeps telling me I look like the main character on Red Dead 2. I have never played it. And do you supplement with any solar? Yes, I do have solar as well. But my solar array is relatively small. I think I've only got, I want to say, I think I only have about 1,200 watts worth of solar panels. So it's not very much, but the problem is that the system is so old that it can only take so much amperage. So I've maxed out what it can take for amps. It can only, my system can only support 30 amps coming in on solar, and I'd have to upgrade the whole thing if I were to go bigger. So that's all I'm leaving it as. And Lemon says, you always look good, very photogenic. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Peter says, can you get parts of the generator if it breaks down? Yes, so I've pretty well replaced everything on it. Jay asks, are you gay? No, I have a wife and 5 kids. And Skunk says, is your hat on backwards? I don't think so. There's a little bow tie. There's a little bow tie right here at the back and all the tag information. So I'm gonna say it's on normal. And Wasim says, you should give it a try. It's the best game ever. Ryan says, is the hat to get attention? No, I've been streaming for 161 minutes. And so it was hot and sunny out. And we just haven't taken the hat off because we've been outside the whole time. And Kelly says, hi. Hi, Kelly, how you doing? And Jay says, you can still be gay with a wife and kids. Look at me. Well, Jay, I will not let your secret out of the bag. It is okay. Unless your relationship is open like that, then good for you. It is 2025 and everything is on the table. I think it is about time to wrap this stream up, guys. I always hate leaving when we have such a good conversation going, but you guys have been fantastic. Noop, you've been doing a good job just keeping these trolls at bay. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate you guys. Holy man. Nolan asked, Duramax, Cummins, or Power Stroke? No preference. And have you ever seen a UFO? No, but I've seen some wonky satellites up in space. Wasim says, I love your hat. Everyone, have a good night. I look forward to talking to you guys again later. Peter, thank you for the good conversations. Thanks for sticking around. Everyone, take care. Have a good night.